Welcome to the lecture 7.2 on Microsoft Excel, and the topic is Formulas tab. And in the Formulas tab we will have a look in the statistical functions. So let's begin by launching our Microsoft Excel application. Having said that, I have launched my Microsoft Excel application and we are in the Formulas tab, and in the Formulas tab we are in the statistical functions, and where we will be having a look into the count series. We will look into the count series, and what this count series stands for. Uh, the count series basically, in the previous videos when I was in the section of absolute functions, you could have seen a function known as count numbers, isn't it? The same function is here. When you type in the function count, you see you get a series of functions that are related to the count series, and we have 5 count series functions, which are namely the count a, the count blank, the count if, and the count ifs. And we will have a look into them one by one. The very first function, that is count. What does this count stands for? Basically, this count function counts cells that contain numbers. It means if you have certain amount of data and you want to know how many data are present in that table, or the range that you have selected, it will only count those cells or those ranges, those data present in the ranges that are in numerical value. If they are text or they are blank, they won't be counted. And the syntax for that is we have to type in the equal to sign, as Excel has defined that whenever you type any function or formula, you got to initiate by using the equal to sign followed by the count function, and then you have to insert in the values of the count, that is the range of values that you want to be displayed as count. So let's see it by an example. Let me first feed some data so that we can proceed with the count series. So I have taken simple data, and the data is related to breads and bakeries in stock in a particular shop. Okay, like I have taken breads, cakes, cookies, dinner rolls, donuts, french breads, hamburger buns, and bangles. They are also a kind of bread that are in the shape of bangles. Okay, so they are called bagels. Now, and if you see, the quantity of stock in for bagels is 34 in a particular shop. There are 27 breads available in the stock, whereas the cakes are available in the quantity of 12. Similarly, for cookies, we have 54. The dinner rolls, they are 34. There are Then we have 45 donuts available in the shop, and finally we have French breads available in the quantity of 34. Whereas hamburger buns have been left blank. It means there is no hamburger buns available in this stock of a shop. Now, what I want to know how many, I mean to say, how many items are present in the shop. Okay, you can clearly see from the serial number also that there are 8 items or 8 products available in the shop. But what if the product was repeated? Even then it will show it. So you can't get the answer by the serial number. So in order to get those values, you need to use the count function. For example, here I will always make it a dynamic input. Okay, so that if you want to change the items, you can dynamically change and get the answer. What I am looking at, the count function. Okay, the count function. and then what I will do is I will insert the product's name here in this cell and get the answer or get the quantity of stock in uh, and get the total number of items present in the shop uh, in this cell. So in order to get that, what I will do is hit in the equal to sign, type in the function count, and then I will select this cell, okay, and hit the enter key. Now what I will do, I will take this you got to select the range, isn't it? Can't just be defined like this. So you got to select the range first. So it is showing me 0. Can anyone tell me why? It's only because the function itself defines that the count function only calculates or gets the number of digits, not the text. And what I am doing here, I am selecting the text. That is why it is showing me 0. So the count function is ignoring the particular uh, text things. Okay. Now in order to take the digits, how many in order to count that how many items are present in the I mean to say the bakery, you got to select the range in this way and you will see 7. Why is it showing me 7? It's only because, don't need this one, it's only because as the definition defines that the count function only counts the numerical values and it ignores the text and the empty cells. So the count function basically what it will do, as the definition says, the count function will count cells that contains number. It means there are 7 cells that contains numerical values. And what if I had taken the whole table? What it would display me? It would display me 8 here and 7 here. That is 15. So you see it has ignored the cells containing text and it has also ignored the cells that are blank. For example, suppose uh, I'll delete one numerical value, it will be automatically updated to 14 because it is once again ignoring the blank cell. Okay, so we've completed with the count function. Let us mark it. Now we will move into the count a function. What basically count a function says is that the count a function will count cells that are not empty. It means that count a function will count all the cells that contains some kind of data, whether it be text or whether it be numerical values. It will only ignore the cells that are blank. Let us see it by an example. So in order to apply the count a function, what we will do, if you just read it as count a stands for all. Okay, a stands for all. So in order to feed the count a function, type in the equal to sign from your keyboard and then type in count a, hit the tab button and select the range and close the bracket and hit the enter key. It is showing you 22. Why? Let us count. 8 here, 8 here, 16 and 16 and 6 equals to 22. Suppose I feed a number here to 23. You see the data in the count section will change to 14 because we have inserted a numerical value, and in count all function it will be incremented by 1, that is 23, as we have feeded a blank cell, isn't it? So you see both of them have changed. So in this way you can apply the count a function and the count function. Now uh, we've completed with the count a functions also. So now let us move on to the count blank function. What count blank function stands for? The count blank function will count cells that are empty. As the function's name implies directly, count blank, it stands for counting the cells that are empty. Okay, so in order to apply that, what we will do, we'll take a column, we'll take count blank function. Okay, and here we will have the function as count blank, and we will select the range that we want to see how many blanks are there, and you will get the value as 1 because currently we are having only one cell that is blank. In order to see some more, you delete some items and you will see the values are changing. We have three blanks, that is one is here, two is here, and a third one is here. Okay, and in the section count, it has changed to 14 because here I have deleted a cell in this section, and in the numerical value we have 1, whereas in the count a they will count all the data, that is whether it be text or whether it be numerical values. So we have three blank columns, so it is ignoring those, whereas count blank is only showing us the cells that are blank. We have three blank cells. Okay, so now we have done with the count blank. Now let us move to the count if function. What count if function does? Count if uh, will count cells that meets a specific what criteria. Okay, count if and count ifs, they both are same, and we have been already using it like in sum if and sum ifs. Okay, similarly we have count if and count if. So what count if will do, it will count the cells that meet a certain criteria, a single criteria, whereas count ifs will count the cells that matches a multiple criteria. So let us see it by an example. uh, what we will do now here is that we will take the same data. Okay, or let me take some other data. Let it be let it be we will move on with the same data here. So let me mark it as count if. Okay, and type in the formula here. Sorry, count if. Count if, now what it says, select the range. So I am selecting the range from name of the bread bakeries to the total amount of stocks. And what criteria I want to give here is that I want to have the criteria of the criteria. It should only count those cells that contains what, that contains say breads. Okay, and it will display me one. Why? Because the criteria says that only count those cells that contains the bread. So only a single bread is available. Suppose I change this to bread also. what happens. It shows me 2 because now we have 2 breads, isn't it? So COUNTIF is displaying the total number of breads available. Total number of bread cells are 2 uh, in this section, and that was my criteria. So it is displaying me 2 now. Suppose I had all of them as breads. We have 6 cells that contain breads. Okay. So now we've done with COUNTIF, which will generally count the cells that meets a specific criteria, only a single criteria. Now moving on forward with the COUNTIFs, this will count those cells that matches up multiple criteria. So let's take some other example now here. And so now here we've taken some other example like for COUNTIFs we have different colors that are being sold on different dates and in different regions like eastern zone, the west zone, the south zone, and the north zone, and in different quantities, and in their rates have also been displayed here. Now what I want to do is that I want to count those cells that contains that are in the eastern zone and are still in green. So in order to proceed with that, what we will do, we will hit in the equal to sign, count tips. We will type in the count tips and then select the range and then give the criteria. It was for colors. I have uh, um, taken it dynamically, so that whenever I change the color, it will count those cells. Okay, again hit the comma sign and then again select the range. That is, I want the region range to be selected here so that I can display it according to region, and select the cell that is displaying region here. I have only taken this in order to make it dynamic. Close it and hit the enter key, and you will see you have 2 items that are green, 2 cells that contains, there are 2 cells that contains green and the east region as east, and green as green in the cell. There are only 2 columns that matches these 2 criteria. You can see it here. Suppose I type in make this also green as east, you got to have 3. Now what if I type in here as red? There are no reds sold in the eastern region. If I select make this east, it will change. Whereas uh, in the eastern, like make it like if you want to change the color pink in the eastern region, pink there is no 0. Make it west, and you see you'll get 1 because in the western region we have 1 pink in the cell. So in this way you can apply the count if and count if function. We've done with all the functions of count series. Now the next statistical function that we will be having a look into is the max and min series. Okay, right now we are in the statistical functions of max and min series. Okay, so basically in this section we have 4 functions. Two is for the max function and 2 is for the min function. So let us see what basically this max function does. Is that basically max function is categorized under statistical function in Excel. Okay, and it will generally return the largest value in the given list of arguments, and any function in Excel would contain maximum amount of argument, that is to 255, that is 255 number of arguments can be put in any functions in Microsoft Excel. Okay, so for the given set of numerical values it will return the highest value. Okay, and it will return the highest value in the selected range and only for numerical values. Okay, it is only for the numerical values, that is max function will count numbers, only numbers, and it will ignore the empty cells, the text, or any kind of logical values such as true and false, and any kind of text values would be ignored by max function. So let us look into the max function using an example. So I have taken an example. I have taken few datas, and the datas are for the products, stationery products, and we have different salespersons and the unit cost and the total cost. Okay, and they are being they have been ordered in different dates. That's what the data defines here in this table. Now what I want to do is that I want to see the maximum price, that is the highest price, that is the maximum price that has been sold in this table. For that, what will I do? I will type in the formula, that is max, and select the maximum price. Okay, so this column contains the price, that is the total sold price of the products, and I want to see what is the maximum cost that has been sold, that is the maximum cost that has been achieved uh, by the company. What I mean to say is that the highest price, that is the maximum price that have been achieved um, in the sales of the particular products that is mentioned in this data, in this table here. So according to me, the highest price that we can view here, because this is a short amount of data, we can directly view, and we can see that uh, uh, 1005 rupees 90 paise is the maximum price that is achieved by selling the products. So it will display me 105.90, that is the highest price sold is 1095. And now what I want to see is that I want to see the highest cost of these products. Okay, I want to see which one is the most costlier, which product is most costlier, and if I want to achieve the most costlier product, it means the rate of that particular product would be the highest among all the products. So I want to see the most costlier product, and for that I will select I will type in the equal to sign followed by the formula max, and I will select the range of unit cost, and it will display me 125, because this is the most expensive products cost of uh, in this present table. Okay, so what max function does, it provides you with the maximum number of the highest number. What I mean to say, um, it will provide you the largest value, it will provide you the largest value in a given list of arguments. So the largest value in this total cost was 1005 rupees 90 paise, whereas the maximum number, what it says, it will return the largest value. The largest value in unit cost was 125. So in this way you can apply the max function. Similarly, we have the min function. What this min function, it is also same as max, only the difference is that the max function would return you the largest value in the given list of arguments, and the min function will return you the smallest value in the given list of arguments, and rest of the things are same. It also ignores the text values, the logical values, and you say the empty cells and all that. And here also you can provide, not only here but in every function, you can provide a maximum up to 255 arguments. Okay, 255 5 arguments. So let us see the same example here. um, I want to see the minimum of the smallest value of the present in the range. I want to see the smallest value given in the list of arguments. I want to see the smallest value present in this section. So what will I do? I will type in the function min and select the range and close the bracket and hit the enter key, and it will display me 1.29. This is the smallest one. Okay, it has two datas and it is the smallest one. Similarly, I want to see the minimum price, that is the smallest value present in the total sales amount. What I will do, min function and select the range of datas and hit the enter key, and it will display me 9.03 is the minimum sold amount. Okay, so in this way you can apply max and min function, right? So hope you got this. So we have done with the max and we have also done with the min. Now let us proceed with the max A. What max A? Here also A stands for all. What it will do is that it will return the largest value in the given list of arguments from a given set of numerical values. But the difference only is here is that it will return the largest value and the function compares numbers, text, logical values as true and false. That is, the max value could only provide us or return us the value of numerical data, but here in the max A it will also include the logical values and the text values. What it will ignore is only the empty cells. So let's see this by an example. So I have taken a data here, and the data, what it defines is that there are certain names of candidates and they achieved marks in their examinations. Okay, so among this, let me take first max and then max A. In the max, what it does, it only accepts the numerical values. So let's see by an example. Type in the max and select the range of data, and what it will display, let's see, it displays 0.98. Why? Because this is the largest and it has ignored the text and the logical values here. Okay, but now the difference between max and max A, as you can see here, let's see max A, and I will select the same range of data and it will display me a different data, different value. Let's see what it displays. It is displaying me 1. Why? Because here max A, as the definition says, that it will what it was saying, it was saying that it will return a set of numerical values and it will return the largest value, and the function compares numbers, text and logical values as true and false. That is, it is also accepting the text value, the logical value. Okay, so now why 1? Because logical value such as true always displays, always stores a data as 1, whereas a false always displays a data as 0, or any text will also be displayed as a data 0. So now if you see, you have the maximum data, that is highest data is 1, because this is true here and true's value is 1, so it is displaying 1. That is, max A accepts all the data such as text or the logical data and the numerical values. Okay, that's the difference. Similarly for min, we have done with the max A. Now we have the min A. This is also same as max A, only the difference is that it will return the smallest value. Okay, it will return the smallest value, and it also compares the numbers, text, numerical values and the logical values such as true and false. Similarly, as we did with max and min, max and max A, we are going to do the same thing with min and min A. Okay, so min A stands for minimum among all the selected range of data. For that, what I will do is type in the formula min and select the range of data and hit the enter. It is displaying me 0.56. Why? Because it is the smallest among the ranges here, and min is ignoring this the logical and the text values. But now when we come to the min A, that is minimum of all, we got to type in the formula min A and select the range of data, and what it will display, it will display 0. Now why 0? Because as I told you, as the definition of min A defines that it will accept and it will compare all the datas including numerical values, text values and logical values. So as we have here, we can see that we have a text value and which implies 0. Okay, and false value is also 0 and true is 1. So the minimum value that we are getting here is 0, so it is displaying 0, right? Suppose I just delete this and also delete this, so it is again displaying me 0.56 because min A does not accept an empty cell, and so the minimum value that we are seeing here is 0.56. That is why it is displaying 0.56. If you insert any kind of text, it will again display 0 because text is also referred to as 0 value. That's all for max and min statistical functions. We have done with this 4, and hope so you all got understood what I was trying to explain here. Now let us move forward, and we have one more statistical function that is known as average series. So we will look into that now. So having said that, we are into the average series, and the average series is also categorized under Excel statistical functions. And the very first one in average series is average. Then we have the average A. A stands for all, and similarly as previous ones, we have average if and average ifs. We will see each one of them, and let us first begin with average. What basically average stands for? The average function is categorized under statistical function, as I told you, and it generally returns the value of a given series of numbers in Excel. That is, it will return the average value of the given series only for the numerical values. Okay, it will return the numerical values average, and it can contain arguments such as text contains uh, it can only calculate the average of numerical values, and it will ignore the text, the logical values or any kind of empty cells in any cells would be ignored by this function. However, if the cell with a value of 0 are included, if you have any cells containing 0, that would be calculated by the average function. Okay, and average arguments that are error values or text that cannot be translated into numbers causes error in the function. That is, if you have any values that cannot be converted to numbers and they are text, then or any kind of error values, then they may cause error in your functions. Let us see this by an example. So I have taken an example here, and for average, suppose we have different candidates. We have 10 candidates, namely Smith, Keval, Gill, and so on. Okay, and there were 4 tests conducted in an institution, and the scores obtained by each one of them have been displayed here. Okay, and now what I want to do is just that I want to take out the average of the numbers achieved by these candidates in these in the tests, test 1, test 2, test 3 and test 4, in these examinations. So what will I have to do? I have to type in the formula that stands for average, and here we have to take in the range of cells, and it will display me the average. So basically how let me do it once again. In order to apply the average function, you got to type in equal to sign, then the function average, and select the range of data whose average you want. Okay, and close the bracket and hit the enter key. This will display you the average of that. Smith has an average number of scoring is 76.75 and so on. Now, as I told you that as the definition of average told us that if any cell contains 0, that would be counted. Okay, but in case they are blank, like you can see here, they would be ignored. Similarly, if you have any cells that contains an error message and that cannot be converted to numbers, and that would be resulting to the error in your average formula. Got it? This was the definition of Excel. Suppose I delete this, you see the average will change. But if I put 0 here, again the value would be changed. Got it? So it is also calculating the cells that contains 0. But in case you are having logical, in case you are having something logical like the true or the false value, it would be ignored by the average function. Similarly, for any kind of blank cells, it would be ignored. And if there are any kind of error messages, as the definition said, argument that are error values, that is error value, this is a kind of error value, then this will result to an error in your average function. Okay, so this is how we apply the average function. Now we've done with the average function. Let us move on to the function known as average A. What average A stands for? The average A stands for average of all. Okay, and this function will calculate the average of a group of supplied values. It differs from average function as it evaluates the logical values true and false and numbers represented as text, whereas average just skips the values during the calculation. What it meant to say is that average A will also evaluate the logical values, that is true or false, and the numbers that are represented in a form of text, they will also be evaluated. So let's see this by an example. Like, let me apply it here itself. Okay, in order to apply average A, type in the formula average A and select the range, close the button, and here now you see the values. If you compare the value average of Smith in test 1 to test 4 was 776.75, which is also same in average A, because as the definition suggests that it would evaluate all the values in numerical, so same is being applied here. Similarly, all of these data are also numerical, so the value is same. Similarly here and similarly here. But if you see for Andrews, the average was 63.66 and now the average A is 48. Why has been this applied? Why is the change seen here? It's only because average A does not ignore the logical value. It also calculates the average value. That is, the true the logical value true always contains a value that is 1, and hence the average has been changed from 63.66 to 48. Similarly, when you move on, you see in this section also the value is same. Why? It's only because average A also ignores the empty cells, and if there are any error messages, the that will result to you in an error in your average or average A function. So I hope so you got this also. Average A evaluates the logical values true and false. Okay, now we've done with the average A function. Move on to the average if and average ifs. Now we have been working on if and ifs even before, like in the count ifs, sum if and sum if. Similarly, things are being applied here. The average if functions will calculate the average of the given range of cells by a specific criteria. That is, the average will only be calculated if it satisfy a particular criteria, that is a single criteria, whereas in average ifs there are multiple criteria. So let's see it by an example. So here I have taken the same example, and what I want to do here is, now I want to see the average of a particular candidate. Okay, suppose I want to see the average of Smith. So what will I do? I will just type in the formula average if, and then it is asking me for the range. Okay, and what is the range? I will select the name of the candidate's range, hit a comma, and then I will feed in the candidate name here to make it dynamic. I will select this cell, again the comma, and now it is asking me for the average range. What average you want to see here? You got to select the range from test 1 to test 4 and close the bracket and hit the enter key, and this will display 98. Why 98? Because Smith average is 98. Let us see. If you want to see by an example, average of this is why it is such manner. Okay, so I just made a silly mistake once again when I was explaining you about the average if, and what the definition of average if tells us is that it calculates the average of a given range of cells by a specific criteria. That means it will only give you the average uh, of the ranges you selected only if it satisfies the criteria that you have put in. For example, what I want to do is, I want to get the average of Smith in all these four exams, that is test 1, test 2, test 3, and test 4, only if the number is greater than 60. So what will I do? I will just type in the formula average if and select the range and hit a comma sign, and then in double quotes I will type in a logical operator that is greater than 0. Close it and close the bracket and hit the enter key. You see we have the average of 70, because all the numbers that Smith has achieved is greater than 60. Now what if I just greater than 0 I didn't know. Now what if I want only the average of those numbers that are greater than 70? Let's see. Now it has changed to 87. Why? Because greater than 70 we have only two numbers, that is 76 and 98. Now when you have the average of this, suppose sum of this and this, these two are the numbers. Okay, it is 147, and now this must be divided by only two datas, that is 87. So the answer that we get here is correct. In this way you can apply average if. And why it is displaying such here? Because if you see, Kevil has not secured any marks that is greater than 70. So the criteria that we have asked here is not fulfilling, that is it is displaying us an error. Okay, In this way you can apply average if with certain criteria. Let me take one more example, and I have taken one more data of products that are being sold here. Okay, now what I want to do, I want the average of the product, average according to the product and according to the salesman. Okay, so what I am doing here is I want to see the average sale of pen. Okay, so I will apply average if, then select the range. I am selecting the range of as the product, and given the criteria of the product name that I will enter here, and then I will select what the sales. So total sales that have been conducted is this one. Select this and close the bracket and hit the enter key. It is showing me 772 rupees and 82, that is 82 paise. So how did this come? It's for pen. If you see, we have pen that is 1 and 2. We have pens sold in two dates, okay, by different salesmen, and if you calculate both these sales, it will give you the average of, let me show you. Like, first of all, in order to proceed with, let me add the sale amount of the product pen, and it comes to 154563. Now in order to take out average, just divide it by 2. Why 2? Because there are 2 times that these pens have been sold, and this will give you the result of 772.82. That's correct. Now what if I change, product uh, binder to pen once again? There will be 3 products with pen. You will see the average sale is being changed from 772 to 592.12. Okay, similarly, if I change the product name here to desk, you will get the average sales of desk to 437. You can also check it from here. We have 2 desks sold. They are total of 875. Total of 875 have been sold, and we have 2 desks, so divided by 2, and the answer is 437.50. Similarly, what if I want to know the average sales conducted by a particular salesman? Okay, particular salesman. You see, we have only one Smith. Any Cable is been 2 times. Okay, so same formula we will apply here, and we will type in equals average if, and select the salesperson range, and I will enter the salesperson in this column. So I am selecting the criteria as this cell, and then what I want the average of sales conducted by this particular salesman. So Smith has sold an average of 250. How? Because we have only one Smith, and so it will be divided by 1, and it is 120. What if I add 2 more Smith? You see, the value will be changed to 294. That is, average sales of Smith is 294.68. In this way, you can apply average if functions. Okay, let me take one more example. And the other example is that now what I want to do is I want to calculate the cells that are empty. I want to calculate the average of those cells that are empty. Suppose you have hundred and thousands of data, and you want to only calculate the average of those cells that are empty. So in order to proceed with that, what you have to do, you have to uh, put in the formula, that is equals average if, and select the range. Like, I am selling colors in different regions, that is eastern, western, and north and south zone of uh, different different regions. Okay, now suppose I want to calculate the average of only the cells that are empty. I will select the range of colors, and I will put in operators, equal to operator sign, which stands for empty. Okay, hit in the comma, and then total sales made by the empty cell, average of that. Close it, hit the enter key, and you see you have only one cell that is empty, and it is 2990. Suppose I have one more, let me delete this red, and we will have then two cells that are empty, and it will calculate that. Okay, similarly, what if you don't want, if you want to calculate the average of those cells that are not empty? In order to proceed with that, again you hit in the equal to sign and put in the formula average if, and select the criteria of ranges. Like I want to calculate all the average of those cells that are not empty. I will select the range, and then I will put in the operator of not equals to in double quotes, and then I will select the range of average sales. Hit the enter key, and you will have 1950. Why? Because we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 cells that are not empty, and it is calculating only those cells that are not empty. In this way you can calculate the average of only the empty cells, and if you want to calculate the average of non-empty cells, you can proceed with this formula. So we have done with average if. Now let us move with average ifs. What average ifs will do, as discussed even before, that average ifs will calculate the average of numbers in a given range of cells based on multiple criteria. Okay, average if used to provide you a single criteria, but in average ifs you can provide multiple criteria. So let's dive into it. Let us take an example. We can apply average ifs in this data itself. So let me take it here. Okay, now average ifs. What I want to do, I will take the color and I will get the data according to reason. Okay, and average. Okay, now what I want to do is that I want the average of the products, that is color, in a particular region. Okay, so what will I do? I will just select the cell where I want to display the average and hit in the equal to sign and type in the formula average ifs, and then first we have to select the average range, and the average range is the total of total sold amount, and then I will proceed with the criteria. Suppose first I want to select the range of products, and the criteria is that is filled in this cell, so I will select that. Again, the second criteria, I want it to be according to the region, and give the criteria of the region that is entered in this cell. Close the bracket and hit the enter key, and this will display your result. Why it is displaying me such? Because there is no data feeded here. So let us feed some data. Like for the color I am typing in green, and in the region suppose I am taking eastern region. What's wrong? Okay, so in this way you can apply once more. What happens is that let me see once again. Now what you have to do is type in the formula average ifs and select the average range, that is the total average sale amount, total sale amount of the products, and then I will select a criteria, that is the color, and I will give make it dynamic. So I will select this cell. This is the criteria, that is among among these colors I want to see particular a green, so green color. So I will feed in the green here, and it will automatically change to the criteria. Accordingly, change the data according to the data feeded here in this colors. So similarly, I will take the second criteria, and that is for the reasons. I will select the reason, and I am feeding the reason in this cell, and then close it and hit the enter key, and it will display here. So what average ifs function did, that it is allowing me to feed multiple criteria here and get the answer according to that. Suppose I want to know the average sale of the green color in eastern zone, that is eastern region. It is displaying me the average of that. Suppose I want uh, yellow color to be displayed in east. Suppose I want to know the total average sale of yellow color in eastern region, then I will do I will feed here yellow, and in the region is. But if you see here that no yellow color has been sold in the eastern region, so it is displaying such value. Suppose I feed here south, what happens? It is displaying me 1650. Why? Because yellow and yellow, there are two cells that contains yellow, and they both are in the southern region, so it is displaying me this value. In this way you can apply average ifs function. Let me take one more example. Suppose I have a data where different products like stationery products are being sold, and they are being sold by different salesperson. Now what I want to do, I want to know the product. uh, I want to know the particular products sold by particular salesman. What is the average of sales generated by a salesperson according to the products? So what I will do, I will type in the formula is equal to average ifs and average range. First of all, we will select the total sales cost here, and then followed by a criteria, that is first we will take the products, and I will feed the product dynamically here, and then again I will take the second criteria, that is according to the salesperson, and I will feed the salesperson in this cell. So I will select this, close the bracket, and hit the enter key. uh, Something is wrong. I will select the salesperson, and then the cell that I am this one, where I will feed the salesperson name, hit the enter key, and you will see the amount of sales, average sales amount by Kevil for the product pencil is 317. You can manually check it. I have taken Kevil. First of all, select pencil, okay, and the salesperson should be Kevil. So we have two, and the total sales generated is 634 rupees and 3 paise. Okay, that is 634 and 3 paise, and we have 2, so we will divide this by the number 2, and you see you will have the same result. Okay, you have the same result. Actually this is 0.02, because you will get this. Okay, so in this way you can apply uh, the statistical functions of uh, average in the manners that I explained you right here. Hope so you got all these things that I explained you here. So we have done with the average series also, and that's the end of the statistical function that were very important in order and very common in use. So next we will proceed with some other formulas, and till then keep watching this video. Thank you.